Election day is right around the corner, and voters in Virginia are either preparing for or have already headed to the polls. A lot for people to consider, not only the race for the White House, but down ballot races as well at the state, federal, and local levels. Joining us now is Professor Larry Sabato, the founder and director of the Center for Politics at the University of Virginia. Larry, welcome back to Capitol Review.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Well, you know, the race for the White House will be determined in the next few days. Your thoughts on how the presidential race will play out in the Commonwealth?
Oh, I don't think there's much doubt about that. Kamala Harris will win Virginia's 13 electoral votes. I know that President Trump is making an appearance in Salem, Virginia on Saturday. I'm not entirely sure why, but it certainly isn't because Virginia's on the precipice. We are not one of the 7 swing states, and Kamala Harris has a lead that you could argue about between 5 and 8 points, something like that. But that's too much to make up quickly.
Professor, another big race between Republican Hung Cao. He's obviously the challenger against incumbent Tim Kaine, the longtime senator in Virginia. Your thoughts on that race?
Tim Kaine will win easily. It won't even be vaguely close because this race has not been vaguely competitive. The Republican has not made much of an impression. He's had a couple of TV ads that we've seen a lot, but he hasn't campaigned on the ground very much, and my sources there are Republicans. They're not happy because they haven't seen more of him. So I don't see that as a serious race, and I think it will be called rather quickly.
Professor, any races for the House that are catching your attention in the Commonwealth?
There are only 2 out of 11 that are competitive. One is in Northern Virginia in the 7th, and the 7th also reaches down into Virginia more deeply. But there, the Democrat Vindman running against the Republican Anderson is pretty close. It's within a few points, and that's a very competitive district. So that one is worth watching. And so is the Virginia Beach 2nd. That includes other territories around Virginia Beach, but is primarily Virginia Beach. And the Republican incumbent in this district that changes congressman every 2 or 4 years has done it consistently. They don't build up much seniority. Congresswoman Jen Kiggins is in some trouble. That is, it's considered to be very close. Some polls have had it essentially tied. And we'll see whether the Democrat can manage to get the extra couple of points. Trump, while he's losing Virginia, may eke out 50% or so in that district. Maybe that's enough to reelect a Republican.
Professor, a lot of folks I'm talking to are experiencing voter anxiety. What's your message to them? Perhaps take a deep breath, or what are you telling voters to maybe help ease their anxiety?
I don't know that I can do that because I think the anxiety is justified. This is an election with very high stakes, and it includes whether our republic is going to continue operating on the same rules that we've used for many years, or whether we are going to move potentially toward a more authoritarian system. So if there's ever been an election to think about and maybe worry about, it's this one. You know, you have to realize we all have one vote. And so you can only do so much. You can certainly volunteer for a campaign, go door to door and that kind of thing. But this has big stakes. So I'm not going to ease their anxiety. I hope their anxiety encourages them to get out and actually do something, or at the very least contribute, give some money. It can be small money. But this is an important election, no question.
An important issue in the Commonwealth, perhaps being overshadowed by the election, are folks being removed from the voter rolls. I guess the concern that maybe the administration has is that these folks aren't eligible to vote, so they've been removed. Now the court has interceded. Your thoughts?
I think you only remove somebody's precious franchise when you absolutely positively have proven that they are ineligible to register and vote, period. And in this particular case, and I think the court recognized this, I don't believe that due diligence has been done in every one of these cases. There are quite a few of these individuals who are qualified to vote, who may not have checked the right box on some form at DMV or something like that. But we shouldn't be removing people on technical matters when they are fully established citizens. They have the same franchise as everyone else. And I think we all know what the Republican leadership in Virginia is doing. They're catering to former President Trump, who has made voter fraud that basically doesn't exist one of his major issues now for 4 years. He originally developed it. It was called the Big Lie to cover the fact that he had lost rather decisively in the popular vote. So whether the Supreme Court accepts the challenge is up to them. I think it would be somewhat irregular if they did and managed to rule ahead of the Tuesday election. So we'll see what they do. You can never tell with this Supreme Court, but we'll just watch and see.
Professor Larry Sabato, thank you so very much for joining us.